Alright, good morning everybody. It's Thursday and we have a nice run today. Something different. Something other than the Wilkes-Barre Scranton area. We're heading down to Hershey. We got to deliver to one of the microbrews down there. We got 40,000 pounds of empty glass bottles in the wagon that we're taking down to them this morning. So, nice little ride, going a different direction, seeing some new things. Live unloads. I don't know what we're going to get after we get empty down there. We'll see. But anyway, we're going somewhere different today, so that kind of makes me happy because we've been doing a lot of Wilkes-Barre Scrantons up there, and as you know, I got frustrated with repetition at times on the water haul, so not a fan of repetition, and I've been going up to Wilkes-Barre a lot, and a lot of times to the same customers. So this is a nice change of pace today. Figured I'd bring the cameras out, talk to you guys, show you some new stuff. All right, we're about to get rolling. We're already hooked up, pre-tripped, and everything else, so we'll talk to you out on the road. All right, so we are rolling, going past this little TA here. It used to be an independent. TA bought them out. 924. Heading toward 81. So I have to resist the urge to go past the southbound get-on ramp to go to the northbound get-on ramp. Like I said, 90% of the time we are going up to Wilkes-Barre Scranton. So, for a change, we're going to be making left
I-81 south
at the first turn here. And already you can see the morning rush hour traffic getting started here. Let's see, is this guy going to take it? Yes, he is. We'll be first. We'll be first when the light turns green. Shouldn't be too long. He usually is a pretty quick hitter. Usually. And of course, this time it's gonna make, there we go. I'm gonna say this time gonna make me a liar. But look at all that traffic coming out of Hazleton already. I guess a lot of shifts start at 6 a.m. It is 5:30 right now on the nose. But we got glass bottles in here, so we're gonna have to take her easy a little bit. And I would have liked to have put a strap in the back of it, but it's loaded right up against the wall, and it's just past the E-track, so I couldn't get anything in there. I could have got it on the left side, but I couldn't get anything to wrap around the pallet and put it on the right side. Plus, I would have had to climb up in the trailer to do it, which I could have. There was room for that, but there was no room to get a hook on the other E-track, so they have to hope it rides and nothing falls. Hope everything is nice and tight in there. They got an airbag on the one side, so that should be a good thing. So we will see, but here we go. Southbound on 81. We've got 62 miles to our exit. We'll be getting off
continue on I-81
the Grantville exit 743. So give this guy a little flick to let him know he can come back over, but nobody pays attention to that stuff anymore. It's a whole different world out here, so. Alright, half a mile from our exit.
Take exit 80 on the right toward Pennsylvania 743 south, then take the first left.
And that'll take us right down there to Hershey Park Drive, and I believe it's a truck route. She's taking me that way. I looked at Google Maps. I saw trucks on it. Doesn't make sense to go 6 miles further to 39 and have to backtrack to the place. So let's see how this goes.
Left on Buck Creek Road.
Hopefully there's a traffic light up here. Yeah, there is. Say I don't have to try and make a funky left off of the stop sign here, because I don't know how busy this road is. This is the way it'll take you to Hollywood Casino. I used this road when I drove the bus, but I would make a right here instead of this left. See, System Freight's coming up that way, so it's a good truck route.
Continue on the current road.
I'm not on it yet. I didn't expect it to be this long. There we go. There we go. All right, 6.3 miles down the Hershey Park Drive. The only thing about this Garmin, I wish it would show my final mileage. It shows me my arrival time, but it doesn't show me how many miles I have left total on the trip. So I have 6 miles to my right turn. That's Hershey Park Drive, and then I believe it might be about a mile or so to the customer. Now let's hope this light stays green. Okay. That sign said trucks over 40 foot long, no right turn. So we are good. Look at all these system freight trucks coming up out of here. So I think just ahead here is US 22. Yep. Probably get the light. You have to watch for this one here. I'll take it easy. Yep, light is red. The big old sheets there to our left. Nope, it's turning. There we go. Crossing US 22. Nice road. I've been on this in the car when we've come out to Hershey Park as a family a few times. A nice road. I could leave the camera on all the way down there, but then I'd burn up a lot of memory card and a lot of video for nothing. But I mean, it'd be a nice ride down. Nice winding country road. Evidently they must be working on something straight ahead there. The road's supposed to go straight through, but can't go straight. You gotta go left or right here. I think a road, I don't know if this road goes through the park or not. One of the roads goes through the park, but I don't think this is the one. But evidently our customer isn't too far up the road, because she's telling me to take the first left once I make this right. So see how far up it is. But since I got to make a left, we're going to stay in the left lane here. Oh, I see it. I see it. I was here with a bus trip one time when I drove for the motor coach. A wine
Turn
tasting.
Left, then take the first left.
The beer tasting or wine tasting expedition. So I was here with the bus. Brought a group down here. I was able to eat lunch here, but I wasn't able to drink any of the adult beverage that they were sampling. So this is the way in. It's kind of a weird entrance. Let's see, we'll wait for these two cars, I guess. Hopefully they're the only two. No, now there's three. I should have went, but it's kind of a little wonky turn. Now there's four. You kind of got to go through part of the car parking lot to get to the loading docks. Because that's where I parked the bus. It was a weekend, and they told me to park the bus in the loading docks.
Left.
So as you can see, shipping and receiving is straight ahead of us here. So we'll park off to the left. We'll block those cars up. And then we'll find out what we need to do.
When possible, make a U-turn,
Nope.
then take the first right.
We are where we need to be. So only at a brewery would the sign posts be half barrels of beer. You gotta love it. But it's a nice place to deliver down here. Look at that sunrise going on. Like I said, I had been down here with a bus group one time back when I drove the motor coaches for a tasting trip. So anyway, let's go back in the truck. He'll come out and give me my paperwork when I'm done being unloaded, but we'll see where we're headed to next. As soon as I do an arrive at shipper, I usually get my next assignment so I can write stuff down and figure out where I'm going. So we'll talk to you in a bit. All right, so we're going down to York to pick up a load. I don't know if it's going to be a live load or a drop and hook. And then according to dispatch, that's going all the way up to Macklehattan, Pennsylvania. So we got ourselves some nice mileage running today, if it holds true. It should be a good day today. I don't know what they're going to get us out of Macklehattan. That might just might be something there that'll go back to Hazleton, because the same company that's out there is right next to our one warehouse in Hazleton. So it might just be a straight up backhaul back to that warehouse, but we will see. All right, crossing the Susquehanna River here. One of the many times we're going to do it today. We're going to do it probably on the way back up, and we'll do it up further in Duncannon as we head up toward Interstate 80 and so forth and so on. This is the Harrisburg South River crossing. And once we get on the other side here, and we got to get on 83 South. Traffic isn't as bad as it could have been. Got through here fairly quickly. It was a couple of slow spots back there, but otherwise we kept on moving. There wasn't any major delays, so see what it's going to be like on 83. 83 is always a crap show any time of day, because there's just too much traffic heading between here and Baltimore. So
Be in either of the two right lanes, then take the exit to I-83 South.
So it's just 83 from here down to Baltimore is usually pretty heavy traffic all day long. And when we come back north, I don't know which way she's going to route me. Is she going to route me east of Harrisburg or west of Harrisburg?
Continue on the current road.
And since it's been so long since I've been down here, I don't know if we lose this lane and need to be left, or if we're in good shape where we're at. I think we're in good shape where we're at, other than merging traffic that we may have to jump left for. So, but anyway, now we're on the southbound stretch here, and next stop, York, Pennsylvania. Well, there is never a dull moment. We couldn't find our loaded trailer. They told me where it was, but it wasn't in the exact spot where she told me it was. It was in a different lot. It was supposed to be kind of up front by the roll stock doors, but they were in a back lot. So it took me a little while to, even though it was a drop and hook, it took me a little while. Not as long as a live unload, but it took me a little longer than it should have. But we're making our way out now. Oh, I didn't. I didn't do my GPS yet. And of course I got somebody behind me. Two behind me. Pull off to the side here. With everything that was going on, I forgot to punch in the new coordinates of the GPS, because it took a lot longer than it should have to do this drop and hook. 2 hours and 41 minutes to get up there. I think we'll have time. Has me getting up there at noon. As long as I don't go on a wild goose chase for my load back to Hazleton.
At the end of the street, turn right.
We should not run out of time today. We shall see. But this is where the trailers were supposed to be, in this row here. And it wasn't. So I had to go back to the shipping office and find out where it was. And she told me about that satellite lot. Now what do we got here? This guy parked here, making it tough for that yard jockey to get around. I don't know what he's doing. I wonder if I can get around him. I want to get out of here. He's just sitting there. I hope we can get around him. It's a heck of a place to sit. Now I guess he has no choice.
Turn right on Concord Road.
We were able to get around him anyway. He made it harder for the yard jockey than he did for me. Now we're probably going to have to go over that center island here a little bit so I don't take the trailer up over that curb.
Turn left on Mount Zion Road, then take the ramp on the right.
Yep. There we go. All right, we are out of the facility. We'll talk to you somewhere along the way. And I know a few scenic spots we can turn the camera back on for you. Well, if any of my weather message board buddies are watching this video, they should recognize this area quite well. Well, we came through here this morning getting on here to go south to York, but coming up here on Camp Hill area, we got to go, she is routing us to the east side of Harrisburg, probably faster. We're going to take 83, cross the river, up to 81, and 81, and then 22 to US 15, I believe it is.
Be in the right lane.
Be in the right lane. I think the second from the right lane is the better one. I'm not sure. Been a long time since I've been down here. I think this interchange been reconfigured just a little bit. Let's see which one we need to be in. I think it's going to be this one. I think that right lane kind of ends up here somewhere. We have to merge left anyway once we get up here onto the main line. Yep, see that right lane exit only. That's what I thought.
In 4.5 miles, keep left to I-83 north.
All right, talk to you later on up the road. So we had to do some fancy lane jumping to get all the way over here in the right lane. We're taking 322 west, heading up towards State College, but we came on from the left from 83, so we had to jump across those two lanes to get over here into this one so that we could be in the right lane to head westbound, which is actually northbound. We're going to be going up along the Susquehanna all the way up to Interstate 80 this way, but we needed this lane, as you'll see here. The lane that JB hunts in, that bobtail, that goes into Harrisburg, so we needed to be over here, so we had to do some fancy maneuvering to jump those lanes to get over here. You got a short porch to do it in, only 2 miles from where 83 comes up to 81 to where I needed to do that. Now, I got these two here, I'm going to have to move left a lane. And then move left another lane up there. A lot of lane jumping here in Harrisburg, but that's the way it is. Even in all the other big cities, sometimes you're jumping all over the place to stay in the road you want to be on, or follow the route you need to follow.
Continue on US 22.
12 miles on here till we get to Route 11. That'll run us up along the Susquehanna to Sealands Grove and then up to Interstate 80. There's the Statue of Liberty off to the left. I don't know if the camera picking it up. Probably pick it up better going the other direction. Somebody put that Statue of Liberty out there on an old railroad track pillar, and it's been there for years. I think, I don't know what it's made out of, but I think people have improved on it over the years, and somebody goes out there and paints it and things like that. I don't know. I hope the camera picked it up. It would be a brief moment if it did, because well, you can see it if you turn your head or move your eyes. I don't know, without being able to spin the camera left a little bit, if you were going to see it or not. Alright, just up ahead of us is our other Susquehanna River crossing. This will be the third one so far today. And I'm going to jump over to the west bank of the Susquehanna and we'll run up that way along US 11. Since I've been out here doing this. I think the last time I did this was when I drove the motor coach. There's the Susquehanna there. Again. Back in 2011, this river was almost up to the bottom of the bridge. You couldn't go down into Duncannon here at all. This truck stop up here was flooded out. There's a pilot truck stop up here around the bend that was flooded. Everything was flooded here.
On mile, take the exit on the right to US 11 north toward Sealands Grove.
Yeah, this was all flooded when that river came up. It was 2011, I think it was Hurricane Lee, or the remnants of Hurricane Lee that came up through here and dumped like almost 20 inches of rain all the way up the Susquehanna River, and it was really bad. Well, if I needed fuel, I could have stopped there and got fuel, but where's this guy turning? And you're going into the sheets. So we are going to head up towards Sealands Grove, Williamsport.
Take the exit on the right to US 11 north towards Sealands Grove.
There's a second truck stop up here that never used to be here. This Rudders. I don't know if it's very big or not. Looks like it's pretty big. Looks like it holds a lot of trucks, but it was needed too. There's heavy truck traffic up through here. All right, here's our exit. Run up along the Susquehanna, 39 miles until we get up to Sealands Grove. Alright, so we're going to get on 147 north up here. This is a new part of the freeway.
On the right to Pennsylvania 147 north.
Used to have to cross the river there by Sunbury and then go up 147 on the other side of the river, but they built the freeway up here. And eventually it's going to go and bypass Shamokin Dam, but don't know exactly when that's going to happen. But this is all new. It was built in the last few years. You can see it's kind of tight in here, and then you've got somebody parked right on the curve. For the life of me, I can't remember what the name of that town is, but you cross the river and then you had to make a left and go up through the town, and then you would eventually pick up the freeway, but probably about 10 miles worth of two-lane running then after you got out of town. God, I can't think of the name of the town. Maybe one of these green signs up here will say what it is. But we're going to cross the Susquehanna River once again. Actually, pretty high bridge here that talks about wind. If 40-mile-an-hour winds, they want you in the left-hand lane. Northumberland. Yeah, you would have to cross the river down there coming out of... Jeez, boy, oh boy, now I lost that one. Trying to think of the name of this one, I lost the name of that town. So, anyway, they instead of going into Northumberland and coming up, they cut you off here and cross the river. So, but yeah, we're a ways up there. I guess the wind comes gusting through here. As I said, 40-mile-an-hour wind gust, you're supposed to be in that left lane. Not that you really know when there's a 40-mile-an-hour wind gust when you're driving the truck, but they want you in that left lane if it's windy out. But it ain't windy out, so we're good. And now we got a 10-mile ride up this 147 till we get to Interstate 80 and then head west on 80. Some clouds off there to our northwest. Cold front coming in. We're supposed to get showers, thunderstorms tonight, probably after 5 p.m. So we may lose our sunshine here as we head on up the rest of the way there to Lock Haven, Macklehattan. This is one of the most. This is one of my favorite sections of Interstate 80 in Pennsylvania coming up as we come down this hill. We're only 4 miles from our exit, but we dropped down off the mountain range that we were climbing ever since we peeled away from the Susquehanna River. And we dropped down off this mountain range down into the valley where Lock Haven and Macklehattan is. And I just love coming down through here. Oh, this tanker's riding it kind of slow. Back behind him, I guess. He's doing 60. It's good enough. Looks quite a bit dark through that little mountain gap there to our leftish. I hope I don't hit rain out here. For our area back on the eastern side of the state, they said around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock tonight maybe, but we're further west. Maybe it's going to come in sooner. But it looks a little threatening up there. I told you that there was a front coming in and that we would get some rain later on, but looks like it might be getting here sooner than they're thinking. But yeah, I love coming down through here. After we go around this right-hand bend here, it's going to open up into that valley. Give you a beautiful look over the valley where Lock Haven and Macklehattan is, where we're going to be going. Yeah, it looks real threatening up that way. That's dark. Hope we get done what we need to get done before it downpours. I do have a jacket that'll keep me a little bit dry, but otherwise, when we get a good soaking thunderstorm, I'm going to be a good soaking truck driver. It would have been a little, I don't know, maybe impressive with these clouds, but it would have been more impressive if it would have been sunny completely across the valley. But yeah, that looks pretty ominous out there. I guess when we stop, we'll have to check radar and see how close the rain is.
178 on the right to US 220 north, then take the first right.
Alright, so this is our exit. I had been out here in about 10 years, so we'll see how this goes. a little further back off of 80 than what I had thought it was. I thought it was only a handful of miles, but it was back pretty far. So now let's see. All we got here is a stop sign. Let's see how long it takes to get out of here. I mean, I remember it, but I don't remember it. Let's put it that way.
In 1/2 mile, turn right on North Road.
And according to Google Maps, it looked like it was N Road. So if N equals north, then that would be the correct assumption. There is rain around. If you look ahead, that mountain kind of hazy out there. It was just sprinkling. So we went from sunshine to clouds to rain like right quick. Ain't raining right here right now, but ahead of us in that mountain out there, it's raining. So now let's see how long this light is. I was hoping I'd get through it. There we go, it turned yellow. So this is the village of Mackelhattan. And wait till you see the place that we're gonna go to. It's a pretty big operation out here for, I guess they draw a lot of people out of Lock Haven. Lock Haven, pretty big town, college town, and everything else, but Mackelhattan is not all that big.
Turn right on North Road.
Please be right. Yep, this is what I remember. Yep. Shipping and receiving, I don't know what building we're going to, so we'll just start out here.
Turn left.
We will just start out in here. And that is not our shipping and receiving place. Normally I went in this road, if I remember correctly.
Turn left.
Products. Shipping and receiving looks like it should be straight ahead. That's visitors. Even though she says turn left, I don't know if that's where I'm gonna go or not. We'll go up here and find out. Nope, somebody crossing the street here. I don't think it said which building. I see they have numbers, but this was where I remember shipping and receiving to be. We will find out. Looks like this is where we're supposed to park. There's yellow lines here. If not, we'll be told to move, but that's what it looks like to me. Am I off the road? Let me pull up a little further. Well, it didn't waste no time blowing in here now, did it? I just about got my airlines disconnected from the trailer. I didn't even get a chance to pull a fifth wheel or lower the landing gear, and this is what we got. From those sunny skies a little bit ago to full-blown storm. And anyway, we're going to take our half-hour break now. Maybe this will blow through, and we'll be able to finish up. We're picking up right here. I'll tell you where it's going later on. Alright, so we finished dropping that one after the rain had subsided a little bit. Went inside and found out where we could get an empty. Got an empty, and we came over here 5 miles away, actually. Same company, but 5 miles away to pick up our load. So we're all hooked and pre-trip, and the axle tandems are slid, and we're going to get on out of here in a few minutes, taking it right back to Hazleton, and then we're going to park it and go home. Might deliver it tomorrow morning, not sure yet. It doesn't deliver till 8 a.m. and I start at 5, so we'll see if I do it or if somebody else is going to do it. But that's the plan for right now, just a nice long leisurely ride across 80 back to Hazleton after we get checked out of here. All right, I had to stop at that stop sign there. You can see that it has started to sprinkle again. Let's see if we can clean that off for you a little bit. Yeah, that first rain shower was something else. That hit with a bit of a fury. There was no lightning and thunder with it, but there sure was a wind component, and did it downpour. Like I said, I got the airlines unhooked, and I was just about ready to try and pull the fifth wheel, and it just let loose, and I jumped back in the truck, and then I figured at that point I was just going to take my half-hour break. And it worked out pretty good because
Turn left on East Walnut Street.
by the time my half-hour break was up, the rain had stopped. So now it's probably just got to be hit or miss showers. I don't know if we're going to catch up to them or not, but it probably just hit or miss sprinkles and showers and stuff like that. The main stuff is over. Now, if I knew this triaxle was going to turn in here, yep, he is. Okay. That got me out of there. I seen him coming. And he puts turn signal on, and I figured that'd get me out of there. Oh, now we're gonna get some bigger raindrops. Okay.
Turn left on US 220 South.
No, we're not done with the rain yet. I guess there once was a time when you went this way to get to the plant, but then they opened up that new entrance there, probably keep you out of the residential neighborhood to run you down along those railroad tracks. And
take the ramp on the right to US 220 South 4980.
so we're going to retrace our steps. We're going to go back out to 80, and then we're going to climb up that hill that we came down, and I showed you all the dark clouds and the storms moving in. I don't know how much more I'm going to show you.
Take the ramp on the right to US 220 South toward I-80.
I don't know how much I'm going to show you on the way back, because we came across that way. Maybe I'll find something cool to look at, but I made a long video already today, and battery's getting a little low too. So, like I said, I don't know how much I'm going to show you on the way back. All we're going to do is take 80 straight across to 81 south, back up to Hazleton, and then we're going to park this thing for tonight. We'll see what we can show you along the way back if we can. But yeah, it's quite a day. I have to look at my mileage when I'm done, when I do my closing segment, and let you know what we had for today, because this was a good one. All right, so we rattled off half of the 81 miles it's going to take to run 80 over to 81. So we got 40 more miles to go. Got a construction zone up here. Lanes are going to split. They want the trucks in the right lane only. Last time I came through here, there were a few that couldn't read the signs and ran that left lane through. The left lane is kind of like an express lane. It bypasses, I think there's one or two interchanges up here that the left lane will bypass because it splits off. I think it goes over onto the westbound side. But you see the signs here, trucks, buses, right lane only. And so Some of them don't do it, but we're gonna move over quick because I know this is bumpy. I know that's bumpy, and we're gonna get right back over. Oh, but we're gonna get it again right here. No, those weren't too bad. The ones back there, I knew from the last time I came through here, they were real bumpy. Anytime you see these blacktop patches on a concrete road, you pretty much can expect them to knock you around a little bit, but those two weren't that bad. So, not a whole lot of traffic out here today. See, there's where the left lane shoots across the median and runs over onto. There are a couple. There's one truck over there. I see him. And the camera car here, active speed limit photo enforced. This white vehicle with the flashing lights here is a camera car to take your picture if you're speeding. So that's what they're doing, is they're working on the bridge here. So they shift that other lane over there. It keeps traffic moving pretty good instead of shutting the lane down and tying up traffic, and move one over there and do some lane shifting, keep two lanes going through here, and everybody can just keep on moving. Looks like we might run into that rain too. I don't know. Seem to be getting closer to those dark clouds. It's the rain that went through Lock Haven and Macklehattan when we were out there, and it looks like we might catch up to it. I don't know. We got 37 more miles to go here, so we might catch up to it before we get back to Hazleton. We will see. All right. Well, I figured that by the time we got back to Hazleton, we would run into that rain that we ran into out there at Lock Haven, and here we are. 6 miles from the Interstate 81. We're not back at the yard yet, but 6 miles from Interstate 81, and we caught up to the storm front. So here we are in the downpour. Hopefully, maybe till we get up there, it'll slow down a little bit, or we're gonna get soaked finishing out our day, because it's just downpouring right now. But yep, I can see it. I kind of figured it would happen even when we were back there doing the dropping hooks, but then I could see it when we were out there past Danville that it was dark this way and that it was going to storm, and well, it's storming. So alright, we'll talk to you back at the yard, see if we can stay drier if we get soaked. Well, the truck is getting a good pressure washing, that's for sure, because it certainly is a downpour, and holy moly. I thought it was raining hard back there. It's really coming down now. That's good though, we did need the rain. Hadn't rained for about a month, so we needed it. Alright, so we're done. We're parked. We dropped that trailer because he's got me doing something else first. I gotta run up to Pittston first with the load, and then come back down here and then grab the load I brought back from Macklehattan and then run that up to Scranton. So hopefully we can pull that off, because we gotta be up there by 8 o'clock and I start at 5. So it's going to be a bit of a push, so we'll see how it plays out, but that's the game plan for starters tomorrow morning. And but anyway, oh, I forgot to look and see how many miles did we do today. Only 370. I thought it would have been more than that, but anyway, 370 mile day today, and quite an interesting ride, and had a little bit of everything, I think. So, all right, well, we're done for today. We're gonna shut this thing down, go home, so we'll talk to you in the next one.